learn your rules. You better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep.
What is up, guys? Candace B here. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. Welcome back to my subscribers and welcome to my new ones. How y'all doing? What's up? What's good? As you can see, the background is a little bit different. I'm actually in my home office right now and I'm still setting it up. So there's an echo, there's not many things in here, so I apologize. Bear with me. Hopefully I'll have it set up soon enough. But yeah, this is like the new background. This is what y'all will be seeing. Pretty much. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about something that I'm sure many traders or aspiring traders have thought about at one point or another, and that is if there's any benefit to trading only one currency pair, one commodity, one instrument in the foreign exchange market. I know I personally used to wrestle with this question in my early days of trading because there are so many instruments that you can choose from, and it's kind of like, how do I know what to choose? Do I choose one pair to trade? Do I choose a pair in a commodity? What do I do? What do I do? It can definitely get overwhelming, especially for new traders who haven't really found their groove yet. So that's just why I wanted to make this quick video about it. For anyone who might be struggling with figuring that out, I'm just going to briefly go through a few pros and cons of trading one pair in Forex. So hopefully it'll help someone just to make the best decision for themselves. Now, as a disclaimer, of course, the pros and cons that I'll be mentioning in this video are just from my point of view, my opinion, my experience. I'm absolutely not saying that these are the only pros and cons to trading one pair in Forex. If you want, you can use this as a sort of little reference video, but I always encourage you guys to do your own research when it comes to trading, because at the end of the day, you got to figure out what works for you, and nobody will hold your hand when it comes to figuring out how to trade, okay? Just remember that. But that being said, let us get into the video. So starting with the pros, the first benefit to sticking to only one pair in Forex is that it helps you to focus. Now, to me, this is pretty obvious, but like I mentioned before, there are so many different instruments that you can trade on the foreign exchange market that it can be overwhelming. It's like being in your favorite store and having the power to choose whatever you want. It's gonna be pretty easy for you just to buy something because it looks good to you in that moment. When it comes to trading though, having the ability to avoid distractions is very important. Even when it comes to fundamental aspects like what news events will make an instrument more volatile, focusing on one instrument can really allow you to understand its ebbs and its flows and how it may react when a certain news event happens. Then as a result, you're more aware and you can create a trading plan and a strategy that works well with that particular instrument. This goes with the whole idea of keeping trading simple and keeping it boring. It can be super boring to focus on one pair, but that is a good thing, people. That is a good thing. In my opinion, trading multiple pairs may increase your excitement because you see all these potential moves happening. So then there's a higher chance that your emotions may get involved and work against you, and we don't want that. Now, speaking from experience, it takes a lot of energy to study and backtest and work on your psychology on a regular basis. But at least if you're only focusing on one pair, you're just studying the one pair, you're just backtesting the one pair, then you can put all of your energy into mastering it. You can kind of say that it takes all of the extra unnecessary work out of trading. Now, of course, there are many traders who have the skill set to trade multiple different pairs and are super profitable. We're making money, okay, money. But there are also many traders who choose to only focus on one pair and are equally super profitable. So like I said, at the end of the day, it's up to you to figure out what works for yourself. I feel like I'm all up in the camera. Please do not feel that just because one person is approaching the market one way, that you have to follow them. You have to understand that everyone's approach will be different. So just stay in your own lane. Don't get swayed by the glitz and the glamour, okay? Just don't do it. That being said, the second benefit to trading only one pair is that it increases your confidence. I feel like this goes hand in hand with the idea that if you just put all of your energy into learning one pair, then you can master it. So inevitably your confidence will increase, especially when you start to see that you're becoming consistent by just trading one instrument. Confidence is obviously a big part of trading because you have to trust yourself. You have to trust that you will make the right decisions. And since we already know that having so many different instruments to choose from can get overwhelming, then indecisiveness can become a factor. Listen, I'm a Libra, so I'm indecisive by nature. So when it comes to trading, being decisive has to be something that is always at the forefront of my mind because I need to remain as confident in my trading abilities as I possibly can Whether I win a trade or whether I lose a trade, it doesn't matter. So for me, as of right now, sticking to one pair just works better with my personality and my temperament, and that's just that. I used to trade more than one pair, but I found that it was more harmful than beneficial. I think I was just going about it the wrong way, so I was just like, let me keep it simple. I know how I am. I know I get overwhelmed very quickly and get anxiety, so let me just chill. Let me just focus on GJ. But who knows, this can change in the future because I love to learn new things. I like to analyze different charts just for the sake of it. Even though I don't trade them, it's just fun to me. But as it stands right now, GBP JPY is Bay because it just makes more sense to me and it has quite a bit of volume on a regular basis, so I'm totally fine with that. The third pro to trading one pair in Forex is that it can be quicker to find a strategy. Because of the fact that you're not worrying about any other instruments, it'll be a simpler approach to finding a consistently profitable strategy that works for you. Then of course, if you master the strategy, you put in the work, you're disciplined, then the byproduct is going to be profits. And after that, I doubt that there would be any concern about what the other pairs are doing if your strategy works so well on that one pair. It would just be a straightforward approach to the markets. There's no need to complicate things or make them harder than they need to be. One pair, one profitable strategy, taking the same setup day in and day out, focusing on your returns and percentages, and there you have it. Obviously, it will always be easier said than done, but all I'm saying is that if you're looking for a simple way to approach the markets, then this is definitely one way. Of course, there should never be a rush when it comes to learning how to trade, but if you were to compare finding a strategy that works for one pair versus trying to find a strategy that works for multiple pairs, it's safe to say that finding a strategy would be easier if you're just focusing on one pair. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't single strategies out there that work well with multiple pairs, especially the correlated ones. I'm just saying that it may take more time to figure out, so it just depends on your personality and your patience. Now, moving on to the cons, and I'm just classifying these as cons for the sake of the video, but others may see them differently. Anyways, the first con to trading only one pair that I'll be mentioning would be that it limits the amount of setups that you may be able to take. Let's say that you've chosen the one pair that you'll be focusing on, you've created your trading plan, and you know exactly what type of setups you'll be looking for. And let's say that you're only going to be trading the London session because that's the best time to trade that particular pair. Well, because the market does whatever it wants to do, there is no guarantee that you will always see a setup every day during London session. So what that means is that if you are sticking to your trading plan, there will most likely be times when you cannot trade. In hindsight, of course, this is not a big deal because the goal is to always stick to your trading plan no matter what. But just playing devil's advocate, this will be something that is challenging for a lot of traders. To be able to sit on your hands and not trade any other pair or any other trading session, that takes a different level of discipline because there will be that thought that you're leaving money on the table and you have to fight that thought. Even for individuals who are scalpers, trading just one pair may cause them to feel the need to force trades because they're just relying on that one pair. So it can be super frustrating if a pair is in consolidation for days because then what do you do? So that's something you have to think about. Another frustrating thing is that there could be high quality trades happening on other pairs that you could take because technically it does work with your trading strategy, but because you're only focusing on one pair and your trading plan does not allow it, then you miss those opportunities. So when you think of it that way, there's definitely some sacrifice when it comes to choosing to focus only on one pair in Forex. It's just a matter of figuring out if that sacrifice works for you and your lifestyle. Another con to trading only one pair in Forex is that you can't really diversify. In other words, you're kind of putting all of your eggs into one basket. Because if you think of it like this, if you're only focusing on one pair and you're in a trade and it's in drawdown, then that's just what it is. But if you diversify your risk by taking setups on more than one pair, even if you're in drawdown on one pair, you may be in profits on another pair. So then that would help your equity while you still stay in the risk parameters that you've set for yourself. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking. What if you are in drawdown on every trade you're in? Well, even if all of the setups that you're in are in drawdown, if you are using proper risk management and discipline, then you wouldn't be risking more than you would even if you were just trading one pair and in one trade. So yeah, I don't know, it just really all depends on how well you're able to multitask and manage your trades. A third con to sticking to only one pair in Forex would be that if you were to change to another instrument for whatever reason, then you would essentially have to start from the beginning, meaning you'd probably have to go back and reassess your trading plan and your strategy and back test and study and really learn the ins and outs of that new instrument. So I mean, of course it's not a big deal in the long run, but it can still be a task to do. But this would be a good approach if you're just starting out, you know, just focus on one pair and just be patient with the process. For beginners, it's always encouraged just to focus on one pair at a time and learn the process and be patient with the process. But I know with human nature, it's hard to be patient. If you are patient, you will see the benefit in the long run, because I know traders, for example, who started out with USD JPY, you know, a very slow moving pair, very low volatility, and they started with that at the beginning of their journey. And now, years later, they're trading the US 30. And it's just because they took the time to start slowly and then they started to eventually grow, and now they have this process that they can just do and learn different pairs. And for me, that's what it really comes down to in trading, just the ability to continuously grow. In any type of business or 9-to-5 job, staying stagnant is not fun, it's not ideal. Yeah, of course, there is that mental security of staying in one job position or just focusing on one pair, but at the end of the day, it's never a bad thing just to push yourself to try to achieve more. It will never be a bad thing to acquire multiple skills, because then you become an asset. But that's just my 2 cents. But those are some of the pros and cons of trading one pair in Forex, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you found this video helpful in some way, shape, or form. If you did, please let me know by hitting that like button. I always appreciate it. And comment down below, let me know, do you trade multiple pairs? Do you just trade one pair? How has the experience been for you? And last but not least, do not forget to subscribe so you know when I post another video. And in the meantime, feel free to check out any of my other videos on this channel and my other channel. But you guys are awesome. I hope you are staying sane in this insanity, and I hope you have an exceptional day, week, and life. Bye!